A well-designed front yard landscape is more than just a first impression. It's a reflection of the style and personality within your home. With the right design, a front yard becomes an inviting and picturesque space that enhances curb appeal and creates a natural transition from the street to the doorstep. Today, let's explore the process of creating a stunning front yard landscape filled with lush greenery, vibrant flowers, and unique focal points while balancing beauty, function, and ease of maintenance. Before diving into plant selections and design specifics, it's important to consider the goals for your front yard. Whether you envision a traditional garden filled with flowering shrubs, a minimalist space with modern lines, or a wildlife-friendly landscape that attracts pollinators, each choice should contribute to an overall vision that harmonizes with the architecture of your home. Creating a cohesive, thoughtful layout sets the foundation for a front yard that feels balanced, inviting, and personal. A successful front yard landscape begins with a well-planned layout. Start by envisioning how you want the space to flow from the street to the front door. The layout should guide the eye and the feet, creating a sense of movement that feels natural and inviting. Paths and walkways are essential elements, both functional and aesthetic, as they define how people interact with the space. straight pathways give a formal, structured feel, while gently curving paths create a sense of exploration and softness. Consider materials for pathways that complement your home style, whether that's natural stone for a rustic feel, sleek concrete for a modern touch, or classic brick for a timeless look. Use curves and plantings to soften the edges of paths, integrating them seamlessly into the garden. Planting low-growing ground cover along the edges of walkways adds a touch of color and texture, creating a cohesive flow between hardscape and softscape elements. Plants are the heart of any landscape, and a well-curated selection can bring structure, color, and movement to a front yard. Begin by choosing a few anchor plants, larger shrubs, small ornamental trees, or even a single statement plant. These plants establish the visual bones of the garden, giving it form and creating focal points that draw the eye. Popular choices for anchor plants include evergreens like boxwoods, dwarf spruces, and hollies, as well as flowering options like hydrangeas, roses, and lilacs, which add seasonal interest. Complement these anchor plants with a mix of flowering perennials and small shrubs to create layers of color and texture. Select plants that bloom at different times throughout the year, ensuring that there's always something in bloom or changing colors as the seasons progress. For a classic and elegant look, consider pairing green shrubs with soft pastels, like lavender, white, or blush-toned flowers, which create a timeless and tranquil feel. For more vibrant landscapes, plants with red, purple, or yellow foliage or blooms can add dramatic color and draw attention. Layered planting brings depth and fullness to a front yard, helping it feel lush and inviting. Start with taller plants in the back or toward the edges, especially along borders or against fences. Mid-sized plants like hydrangeas, azaleas, or small grasses can fill in the middle layers, while shorter flowers, ground covers, or edging plants go in the front. This progression from tall to small creates a visually appealing transition that gives the garden a sense of volume without overwhelming the space. Use layers not just for height, but also for texture and form. Mixing plants with various leaf shapes, think of spiky grasses paired with broad-leaved hostas or feathery ferns, adds visual interest. Incorporating plants with contrasting foliage colors, like variegated leaves or dark purple hues, can create focal points within the layers and add a modern touch to a traditional design. A balanced landscape includes both evergreens and deciduous plants. Evergreens provide year-round structure, anchoring the garden visually even in winter when deciduous plants have lost their leaves. Small evergreens like boxwoods or dwarf conifers add texture and color, while more unique options like blue spruce or silver-toned foliage offer visual variety. Deciduous shrubs and perennials bring seasonal beauty to the landscape, changing with the times and offering fresh colors and textures as the year progresses. Plants like hydrangeas, lilacs, and viburnums are popular for their showy blooms, while grasses and perennials like coneflowers, asters, and rudbeckias add movement and color throughout the warmer months. Together, these choices create a harmonious look that offers interest every month of the year. To make the front yard an environmentally friendly and low-maintenance space, consider using native plants and species that attract pollinators. Native plants, which are adapted to the local climate, often require less water and care, and they provide food and shelter for birds, bees, and butterflies. Adding pollinator-friendly plants like echinacea, bee balm, and butterfly weed not only supports local ecosystems, but also brings movement and life to your landscape as bees and butterflies visit the garden. Group plants that need similar amounts of sunlight and water to simplify maintenance. Plants like lavender, salvia, and black-eyed Susans are great options for sunny areas, while ferns, hostas, and columbines thrive in shade. By placing the right plant in the right spot, the garden will look its best with less effort. Seasonal color is the final layer that brings vibrancy to a front yard landscape. For spring, bulbs like tulips, daffodils, and hyacinths provide cheerful blooms that herald the end of winter. As summer arrives, annuals like marigolds, petunias, and begonias add consistent color, while perennials like dahlias, daisies, and phlox bloom in bursts. Autumn brings its own beauty with plants like chrysanthemums, asters, and ornamental grasses, whose warm tones create a natural transition to fall. Consider adding potted plants or hanging baskets for seasonal color that's easy to change. Containers offer flexibility, allowing you to refresh flowers throughout the year or add unique colors that complement the season. Position potted plants near entryways, along pathways, or on porch steps to add height and depth. Borders and edges are essential in creating a polished, organized look for a front yard landscape. Define garden beds with edging materials like stone, metal, or wood to keep soil and mulch contained, making the beds look clean and refined. Low-growing plants or ground covers like creeping thyme, sweet alyssum, or ajuga can be planted along the edges for a soft, natural border. Raised borders made of brick, wood, or stone add dimension, especially when placed along pathways or around planting beds. These raised edges help to highlight the plants within, creating a distinct separation from the lawn and enhancing visual interest. A focal point adds purpose and charm to a front yard, creating a visual anchor that draws the eye. In a small yard, this could be a beautiful flowering shrub, a bird bath, or a well-chosen garden sculpture. Larger yards may accommodate a small ornamental tree, like a Japanese maple, dogwood, or magnolia, which adds height and seasonal blooms. Position the focal point where it can be appreciated from the street and the entryway. An asymmetrical design, with the focal point placed slightly off-center, creates a more dynamic look and encourages the viewer to explore the landscape. Lighting can transform a front yard into a warm, welcoming space after dusk. Half-lights along walkways add safety and a soft glow, while uplighting trees and larger shrubs creates shadows and highlights that bring depth and drama. Solar lights are a convenient, eco-friendly option for path lighting, as they're easy to install and require no wiring. For a cozy, inviting atmosphere, consider string lights along the front porch or around a seating area. These lights add warmth and make the space feel accessible and inviting. Spotlights or accent lights can also be used to highlight architectural details, like columns or arches, adding to the home's overall aesthetic appeal. Personal touches make a landscape feel like home. Small details like a bird feeder, a wind chime, or a unique planter bring personality and warmth to the space. Decorative pots, vintage garden tools, or a small garden bench can create a mini vignette that complements the style of the home. Seating, even a simple garden bench or bistro set, invites guests to linger and enjoy the beauty of the garden. Surrounding seating with fragrant plants like lavender, rosemary, or jasmine enhances the experience, creating a sensory-rich retreat right in the front yard. For a front yard that looks beautiful with minimal upkeep, focus on choosing low-maintenance plants and efficient landscaping practices. Drought-tolerant plants like yarrow, lavender, and sage thrive with little water, making them ideal for low-maintenance gardening. Native plants also generally require less care, as they're adapted to the local climate and soil. Mulching is an easy way to keep the soil moist, control weeds, and add a finished look to the garden. A layer of mulch around plants also helps regulate soil temperature, creating a healthier growing environment. Group plants with similar watering needs together to further simplify maintenance and reduce water use. A beautifully landscaped front yard doesn't just enhance curb appeal. It creates a welcoming personal space that reflects the warmth and style of the home. With thoughtful planning and a touch of creativity, any front yard can be transformed into a stunning outdoor oasis that feels balanced, inviting, and truly special. Thank you for joining us on this journey to design a beautiful front yard landscape. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to Outdoor Oasis Ideas for more inspiration on transforming outdoor spaces. From small touches to grand designs, every landscape has the potential to become an oasis of beauty and tranquility. Happy gardening!